Buddhism, one of the world's oldest and most profound spiritual traditions, is replete with symbols and teachings that convey deep philosophical meanings. Among these symbols, the concept of the shield of Buddha stands out as a powerful metaphor for protection, wisdom, and enlightenment. While not as universally recognized as the Buddha's lotus or the Dharma wheel, the shield of Buddha encapsulates the essence of spiritual defense against negative forces and ignorance. This essay delves into the symbolic significance of the shield of Buddha, exploring its historical context, its role in Buddhist practice, and its relevance in contemporary spirituality. Historical context and origins. The shield of Buddha is not a physical object but a conceptual one, representing the protective power of the Buddha's teachings. In ancient India, shields were essential in warfare, symbolizing defense and safety. Translating this idea into a spiritual context, the shield of Buddha represents the protective qualities of the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings, which safeguard practitioners from the arrows of ignorance, desire, and suffering. In early Buddhist texts, particularly the Pali Canon, the Buddha often spoke of the Dharma as a refuge and protection. The Dhammapada, a revered collection of the Buddha's sayings, highlights the protective nature of wisdom and moral conduct. It suggests that those who live in accordance with the Dharma are shielded from suffering and harm, much like a warrior is protected by a physical shield. Symbolism of the shield. The shield of Buddha symbolizes several key aspects of Buddhist philosophy. Wisdom, prajna wisdom is the ultimate protector in Buddhism. The understanding of the Four Noble Truths and the realization of the nature of reality, impermanence, suffering, and non-self, act as a shield against ignorance and delusion. This wisdom leads to liberation, nirvana, the ultimate freedom from the cycle of birth and death, samsara. Compassion, karuna compassion is another vital element of the shield of Buddha. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of empathy and kindness towards all sentient beings. Compassion acts as a shield against negative emotions like hatred and anger, promoting harmony and peace. Ethical conduct, sila ethical behavior is fundamental in Buddhism. The 5 precepts, abstaining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxication, provide a moral framework that protects individuals from creating negative karma. This ethical conduct serves as a shield against the consequences of harmful actions. Meditation, samadhi meditation practices, including mindfulness and concentration, help cultivate mental clarity and focus. These practices act as a shield against distraction and mental turmoil, allowing practitioners to maintain inner peace and resilience in the face of life's challenges. The shield in Buddhist practice. In practical terms, the shield of Buddha is embodied in various rituals, practices, and symbols within the Buddhist tradition. For instance, the recitation of mantras, such as the Om Mani Padme Hum in Tibetan Buddhism, is believed to invoke protective blessings and cultivate compassion. Similarly, the use of protective amulets and talismans inscribed with sacred symbols or texts serves as a tangible representation of the shield of Buddha. Monastic codes, Vinaya, and lay precepts also reflect the protective aspect of the Dharma. By adhering to these guidelines, practitioners create a safe and supportive environment for spiritual growth. Monasteries and temples, often seen as sanctuaries of peace and wisdom, symbolize the protective embrace of the Buddha's teachings. Protective rituals and symbols. In many Buddhist cultures, rituals are performed to invoke the protective power of the Buddha and his teachings. These rituals often involve chanting, prayer, and the use of sacred objects. For instance, in Tibetan Buddhism, the creation and use of mandalas serve as both meditative practices and protective symbols. Mandalas represent the universe and are believed to create a sacred space that offers protection and promotes spiritual growth. Another significant protective practice is the construction of stupas, which are architectural structures containing relics of the Buddha or other revered figures. Stupas are considered to be powerful sources of spiritual energy and protection. They symbolize the Buddha's enlightened mind and serve as focal points for meditation and devotion, providing a shield against negative influences. Contemporary relevance. In today's world, the concept of the shield of Buddha remains highly relevant. Modern life is rife with stress, anxiety, and conflict, making the protective aspects of the Dharma more pertinent than ever. The teachings of mindfulness, widely adopted in secular contexts, provide individuals with tools to shield themselves from the pressures of contemporary living. By cultivating awareness and presence, people can navigate their lives with greater clarity and equanimity. Moreover, the ethical principles of Buddhism offer guidance in addressing global challenges such as environmental degradation, social injustice, and interpersonal conflicts. The shield of Buddha, in this sense, extends beyond individual protection to encompass collective well-being and harmony. Application of the shield in modern times. In the context of mental health, the shield of Buddha's principles are increasingly being recognized for their therapeutic potential. Mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, are examples of how Buddhist practices have been adapted to modern psychological treatments. These therapies utilize mindfulness to help individuals manage stress, anxiety, and depression, effectively using the shield of Buddha to protect mental well-being. On a societal level, the principles encapsulated by the shield of Buddha can be applied to foster more compassionate and ethical communities. Initiatives that promote social justice, environmental sustainability, and conflict resolution are aligned with the ethical and compassionate dimensions of the shield. By adopting these principles, societies can work towards creating a more harmonious and resilient world. Conclusion. The shield of Buddha is a profound metaphor encapsulating the protective power of the Buddha's teachings. Through wisdom, compassion, ethical conduct, and meditation, practitioners can shield themselves from the pervasive forces of ignorance and suffering. This concept, deeply rooted in Buddhist philosophy, offers timeless guidance for both personal and societal transformation. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, the shield of Buddha remains a beacon of hope and resilience, reminding us of the enduring power of the Dharma to protect and enlighten. The enduring relevance of the shield of Buddha in contemporary times highlights the universal applicability of Buddhist teachings. Whether through individual practice or societal application, the principles embodied by the shield offer a path towards greater peace, understanding, and protection in an ever-changing world. By embracing these teachings, individuals and communities alike can cultivate a deeper sense of security and well-being, safeguarded by the timeless wisdom of the Buddha.